So, here's the first one. 6 things we do to self-regulate. 6 categories. You'll notice I'm using a lot of visuals. I hope that doesn't bother some of you. I'm sure it doesn't. But I'm using different processing styles here. I'm talking, I'm speaking, I'm moving. I got pictures. There's something in here for everybody. Take the pieces that you like as I'm presenting today. Notice what's working for you, whether you have ADHD or not. Notice the things when I talk about processing modes. I didn't give you the 2 questions because here's why. I'm going to give them to you now because I want you to pause to think about them. So on those 6 styles of processing styles, the first question is, what is it that I have to do in order to pay attention and sustain focus on this? What is it that I have to do to pay attention, pause, stop, pay attention, and sustain focus long enough to process it, to begin to make sense of it? And the second question is, what do I have to...
Just a minute, we're writing it down.
Oh, you're not... You can't write that fast? What's wrong with you? I'll do it again. I'll do it again. So what is it that I have to do in order to pay attention and sustain focus? Everybody got that? And sustain focus. Once we can do that, the second question is, now that I can pay attention to and sustain focus, what is it that I have to do in order to understand it? Understand it. Now, why is this so important? Because if you go from a place of weakness and problem and try to figure that out, you're going to spend a whole lot of negative energy. And these executive functions only have a limited amount of energy. So why would you use it to drain yourself? How about looking at the things that already work for you? How do I pay attention to the book? How do I pay attention to the TV show? How do I pay attention to the program? Okay, I'll give you one quick example of how this works. As a young child myself, and many of my clients were like this, I was a kinesthetic learner. A lot of boys, hyperactivity, cognitively and physically. What do we do to boys that move around? We punish them. Don't move your leg, sit down, shut up, don't ask too many questions. They're actually punished for the natural way they learn. Let them move around. I broke 2 couches. In my book, Permission to Proceed, I talk about how I broke 2 couches by the time I was 9 because I rocked so vigorously in order to pay attention because I was a kinesthetic learner. So my grandmother got smart and she bought me a rocking chair, okay? And I still have the rocking chair. I still have it because sometimes that motion helps me pay attention. And what did I have to do to understand it? And by the way, I share this story with my clients that say, oh my God, that's me. This is only one kind. There are people that need to see a picture. There are people that have to ask a question, and they are denied this. The kid that asks a question out of order, and the teacher says, that's not appropriate. You're not paying attention. And you just lost that kid in school. And you just lost him socially in the same situation when he's in a social situation and he can't pay attention because he doesn't understand how his brain works. So you put him in a boring situation socially. What's going to happen to that kid? He's not available. You've got to find situations and help them identify them before they happen. And we can do this at a very young age. We can say, what is it that you do well? We can acknowledge it. We can give them feedback, but we don't. And the second piece that I had to do was, as I was rocking, I sang my notes. I sang them to myself because I was an auditory learner. I didn't have anybody to mirror it. Mirroring back to your kids when they talk, just sitting there and repeat, what I'm hearing you say is, it sounds like this is what you mean. I'm noticing you're angry. Do you know how powerful that is? Watch your kids look at you like, what's gotten into her? She's listening to me. And then mirroring it back is one of the most powerful skills you can give a kid because their wheels are churning and they have nowhere to process it. It's stuck in the prison of their stomach, their heart, their head. They need to get it out. Mirroring and reflecting is a coaching skill we talk about all the time. And we do it, if we know they're visual, we use metaphors. If we know that they're kinesthetic, we use motion. We use music. Music and exercise are so important to learning. And some kids, the parents don't understand. They say, turn the damn thing down. Turn the TV off. That's their white noise. That helps them put the brakes on. You got to find out, what is it that I have to do to pay attention and what is it that I have to do to learn?